Zaslav told James, yo, if you make money, you can make projects. Those movies you announced, TBD, to be determined based off your performance. So James went out there, announced Chapter 1 Gods and Monsters, knowing full and hell well that shit ain't coming out unless these movies make money. Told us that all of these things are coming, knowing that he was a performance base. That nigga was working for commission. This man is dog shit trash, and he has to go. This man is horrible. He is on the hot seat and ain't no getting up.
I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this. I gave y'all 30 years of my career. 30 years of my career. I'm fighting for my life.
Gracias por ver la esquina de Jody. Thank you for watching Jody's Corner.
New news have come out today that some of you guys probably were surprised at. Shockingly enough, I'm surprised that you'd be surprised. Because if you've been watching Jody's Corner for any reasonable amount of time, you would already know that the news that came out today is not news. Because I broke the news here on Jody's Corner some 3 years ago. So let's go and talk about a specific series, a specific DC project that James Gunn announced was gonna like start the DCU. Imagine that. One of the first series he announced in his Chapter 1 Gods and Monsters was Waller, believe it or not. And I came out, because I came out and said, Jody's Corner exclusive, Waller series is canceled. It's shelved. It's cooked. It's done. And I got some lashes for it. I said some things, and here's a little clip.
Fused on is completely scrapped. That's what I've been told, is that the Waller series is no longer happening, and that not just the Waller series, but other DC TV shows are probably on the chopping block. And that has a lot to do with the budget that they've been given for these DC TV shows. And it makes me wonder, like, is there some truth to the fact, are they being too cautious about the superhero fatigue?
So mostly stuff to do with money and budgets, how much they want to invest. You know, Zaslav has definitely got the pocket close. And this date, November 29th, 2023. Well, that's about 3 years ago that I put this exclusive, that Waller series has been canceled. Then what happened? James Gunn responded because someone said, yo, Jody's Corner just said Waller's canceled. Is it true? James Gunn came out immediately and said, hell no, that shit's still happening. It's being written by this person and this person. People made articles about it, talking about it. Other YouTube channels made like it usually is. And then I responded to James Gunn with this tweet. I said, oh, and look at the date. That's November 30th. Remember, I did the video November 29th. The very next day, James already debunked me. I said, seeing James Gunn debunk my source. That's tight. No hard feelings over here, guys. James is the man. What, y'all thought I was going to be mad and pissed like Grace Randolph does? Nah, my sources were wrong. Simple as that. Be men, y'all. DC rises. I took my L on the chin. James said, if there's something that's wrong, I'm going to go out and debunk that motherfucker. I'll do it, whatever. Boom, boom, boom. Sometimes I won't. Sometimes I'll. But he's made it clear he's the jury, the judge, and the executioner. If it doesn't come from him, it ain't legit. And prior to this, you guys know I put scoops out that are 100% accurate. I have not been wrong on a scoop yet. So this was my L. I'm like, freak, gotta take it on the chin. And James responded to that tweet by saying simply, it happens to all of us. So he was like, it's okay, bro. I'm gonna lie on you right now and then say it happens to all of us. So I'm like, all right, for sure. Moving on. DC Riders, let's still keep cooking with DC. Then news came out that Amanda Waller is delayed. Oh my goodness. So wait, November 29th, 2023 is when I put the scoop that it was canceled. And then when was this? May 14th the next year. So 6 months later, we get news of Wanda Waller being delayed. So I'm like, oh, interesting. I said it was canceled. James says, nah. 6 months later, it's delayed, paused. It'll come back. I'm like, okay, for sure. I made a video letting people know. And then we get to this. December 10th, 6 months later, I said, can we finally say that I was right about Waller being canceled? So much time went by. James Gunn has come out and said, oh, we're going to wait a little bit longer because what was his excuse back in? The writer's strike pushed things back. So that's the only reason why it's getting delayed a little bit longer. The writer's strike. I mean, they were hard at work, but the writer's strike stopped everybody from writing any more content. But when the writer's strike is done, they'll finish it. It'll come out. This was December 10th, 6 months later, right? We keep moving on. I am the one who put out, hey, Wonder Woman 3 was canceled by James Gunn. Here's how I feel. December 8th, 2022 was the date that I did the video. Some of you guys are like, wait a minute, Jody. But no, that was already done from the Hollywood Reporter. You're correct. Because one day earlier, December 7th, it was said, oh, that Wonder Woman 3 is not happening, blah, 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 blah. I was sitting on news about Patty's film that I didn't want to put out. I left it alone, and I let Hollywood Reporter Deadline report on that. But it was I on Jody's Corner that made the Jody's Corner exclusive news on December 2nd, 2022. Breaking news, Jody's Corner exclusive. Jason Momoa is out as Aquaman. I did this video, and I was the first person to put the news out even before Hollywood Reporter, Deadline, or any of them reported on it. And here's the article. December 15th is when they finally reported on him not being Aquaman anymore. I put the video out December 2nd. I had the news about Man of Steel, Henry Cavill being fired and out. I think I scooped Aquaman is done. Jason Momoa's done with Aquaman, Wonder Woman 3, and what's the freaking Shazam? That Zachary Levi's out as Shazam. I put all of that out there, exclusive, put my name on it, and all of that came true. Let's go back to this video here. This video where I talked about Aquaman. Jason Momoa out as Aquaman. December 2nd, 2022. Guess what? Let's look at the chat and the comments, right? Look what they're saying. This is the comments to that video. He's still Aquaman. There are no reports saying that he's not. Yeah, reply. Exclusive. JC exclusive. Look at this one. Jason Momoa has been teasing Lobo. He believes it. Great. Look at this guy. Uh-oh, Jody. He had this shit exclusive before anyone. 100 for sure. Thank you. Look at this comment. Not sure where you heard this, Jody. I'm not seeing it anywhere. I put the video out. Everybody went to see. Oh, shoot. Let me see if Jason Momoa. There's nothing. There was nothing on the internet.
So they think it's speculation
about
type shit.
They didn't believe me. Yeah. They doubted it. Some of them believed me, but some people was like, what? What is this small YouTube channel that has, back then, I had like 80,000 subscribers. What is this small YouTube channel talk about Jason Momoa's out as Aquaman,
like
Wonder Woman 3, Shazam, Henry Cavill's fired. What? And this is the proof of what they were saying. Doubting it, because there was no, I use this to prove, there were no trade lines reporting on it, and they said it was Cap. Let's keep going and scrolling down. What were they saying? These dudes said these are rumors. And then Shogun, not anymore. When they came 2 weeks later, Shogun came back and said, not anymore. Hey, let's keep what else we got. What else was people saying? Someone said Cap. There's a reason why this is exclusive. Nobody else is reporting on it. If you watch the channel, you would know Jody has, insiders, Warner Brothers, blah, 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 blah. But James said, look at this guy. But James said, no one will know their plan yet. So the plan is not yet presented to Warner Brothers. How does an insider know this? I've done this before, is what I'm trying to say. I've done it before. So I've, in an epic level, like the first world, people knowing about it, even before Deadline and Hollywood Reporter, it's kind of crazy, right? But it turned out to be true. And then I make this small little Waller series scoop. And then people are like, nah, bro, that's out. Nah, doubting it. I'm like, all right, fine, it is what it is. Plus James came out himself and said, nah, this is bullshit. So it's like, all right, I got to take this L. Fuck. It be like that sometimes. But now, here we are. Wow, look. It's got more views than James Gunn's Green Lantern. There's more views for negative news about DC than actual news about DC. Waller and Paradise Lost are reportedly no longer in development at HBO.
Somebody was right.
It's not even about being right, because I knew I was right. It's about like the bullshit and the shenanigans of 3 years of James pulling the rug under everybody when you had a person, regardless if it was me or someone like Grace or Hollywood Report, a person scooped it and said, it's done. And for 3 years, you've let the lie live and people doubting. You came and you freaking yourself said, it's bullshit. It's not happening. You debunked it. Now I'm looking at this and I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right. So James, are you going to apologize for lying? Are you going to apologize for being deceptive? Nah, you're not a man. You're just going to let this shit go under the table, right? 4 million views from 9 o'clock this morning that Waller and Paradise Lost. And I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute. Paradise Lost sounds familiar. How is it that Paradise Lost is scrapped? That doesn't make sense, because I had just looked. Yeah, I remember this. This is from April of this year, where he said, according to DC Studios, Booster Gold remains in development, while Wonder Woman's prequel series, Paradise Lost, is in extreme development. In April, Paradise Lost is in extreme development. James, this is his words. He put it on Threads. In April, you said Paradise Lost is in extreme development. Like it's about to come out. And here we are, 4 months later, all of a sudden, it's no longer being developed. So how you go from extreme development to it's done?
He didn't want to be wrong. Like he didn't want to basically put it out there that he was wrong on it. So that was some type of arrogancy of him holding back. Like, okay, I don't know how the fuck this guy knowing this information, but I'm not about to tell the world this. He
Not
knew
wrong.
it. He knew it.
He's a liar. It's proven. If it's no longer developed, that means he was lying when he said this on Threads. It's his extreme development. That is a lie.
Maybe it was.
Because if something is extreme,
they threw it out.
Extreme development? No, it's a lie. Something can't be in extreme development and all of a sudden it's gone. What? It doesn't make sense. Mm-hmm. It does make sense, my narrative of what I said about David Zaslav being edgy about the money that's being lost. James Gunn took Superman out of theaters, threw it to HBO Max so Peacemaker could get attention. Mm-hmm. Do you think Zaslav liked that? keep that shit in theaters to make more money. They testified to the DOJ, I believe, under oath, that said they were disappointed with Superman's box office. This is Warner Brothers' testimony. This is a fact. They testified to the government that Superman flopped. It underperformed, not flopped. It underperformed. Warner Brothers is not happy with Superman's box office. By Warner Brothers, Zaslav upstairs. He was mad at James because of the money that came off Superman. Then you did that Peacemaker, which also flopped. Ratings-wise, no one gives a shit about it. No one watched it. A few people watched it. Keon niggas. And then we have Supergirl hitting theaters, and Supergirl became the all-time floppest superhero movie of all time, beating out Catwoman.
Just to hear that is sad.
Catwoman? We had a worse movie in 2026 than Catwoman at the start of the DCU trying to get it off the ground, and we already flopping like that? Historical flopping? Worse than the Marvels? Worse than Snow White? Worse than Catwoman? Worse than all of those MCU movies we complain about. You know, the bad ones. You know, those Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumanias, the Thor Love and Trashes. All the way beneath that. But wait, you just said 4 months ago that extreme development for the Amazon series. You said Fast Tracked is Wonder Woman's movie. That shit ain't Fast Tracked. This is the ground collapsing under him. When Supergirl flopped, David Zaslav was pissed, panicked. He wants this sale to go through. They all do. David Ellison is threatening to move Warner Brothers out of the state of California if it doesn't go through. They need this to go through. Lots of people need this to go through. James' one job. This is his one job. It's not to make DC movies, all that. Zaslav gave James one major goal. When you look at the whiteboard, you go into the studio, and Zaslav sits James Gunn down and says, this is what I want. What is on that board is record stock. We're selling. I need you to boost the stock of DC with your DCU, so then when we sell it high. He did the opposite. He failed the ultimate agenda of increasing the stock of these DC properties so they could sell at a higher share price. But instead, he failed with Superman, low share price. As soon as those figures came out for Superman, what was said? What was announced? David Zaslav put Warner Brothers out for sale. Publicly said, we're for sale. Who want to buy us? That's not a coincidence, guys. James failed the mission. It wasn't, we don't care about if the Superman movie's good or if the DC money. Raise the stock so we can sell it. It's the same thing of an NBA player or NFL player being in a contract year, and he puts up great numbers in that final year to boost his stock, so when he becomes a free agent, he can ask for more money. It's a simple bait and switch that's old as a tale as old as time. And James failed. James delivered career lows and then tried to get money, career high money. Zaslav said, we're done. Now Supergirl. This was before Supergirl, but mind you. He put up Warner Brothers. Oh, he said, oh, hell no, for sale. Then Supergirl happened. And the historical flop happened there. So you know Zaslav is pissed. Not only Zaslav, David Ellison is pissed. Abdi DeLuca, all the people at the top, shareholder stock people on the all the different sides that have interest in this deal going through are pissed. Stockholders should be pissed outside of the deal of them getting the bonus money if the deal takes too long to get done. Everybody was pissed because the mission was a failure. And then we go to the Waller. Waller and freaking Paradise Lost are done. Now here we are. You think it's a coincidence that after Supergirl's flop, after Superman, then after Supergirl's tremendous flop, that Paradise Lost loses funding and Waller gets no funding. That's the decision that was made. You ain't making no money. You ain't funding them dumb shows. You better come up with a show that you can make reusing some of the sets. You could reuse some of the set of Superman, some of the costumes. We need the budget. It's like when you had 3 jobs and you down to 1. Hey, them dinners and that shit. Let that video game we pawning that. We eating rice and beans 3 days a week. 1 day a week we'll have chicken. The other 2 we have some cup of noodles. It's time to freaking downsize up in this motherfucker, and this is a result of it. But the funny thing is, this was always done, because I said this 3 years ago that the budget and money for this series was never given because it's on a case-by-case basis. Zaslav told James, yo, if you make money, you can make projects. Those movies you announced, TBD, to be determined based off your performance. So James went out there, announced Chapter 1 Gods and Monsters, knowing full and hell well that shit ain't coming out unless these movies make money. Told us that all of these things are coming, knowing that he was a performance base. That nigga was working for commission.
So he contradicts himself because he said, I only want my piece of the pie instead of making money for the company.
He always has to make money for the company, but he was telling the truth about his piece of the pie, which is bullshit, right? He's working commission, not getting hourly pay. Based off the sales you make, the more money you get. That's the type of deal that James is on. And now he's losing all of these things. And guess what? But don't worry, DC fans, if you guys are worried and you want something delicious, we're going to replace that. And we're going to give you something even better, bro. Nathan Fillion will return as Guy Gardner in Mr. Miracle.
I use the restroom. Fuck this shit.
Hey, Mr. Miracle. Mr. Miracle.
Don't nobody know who this is. We have yet another D-list, low-budget character. Nobody cares. Nobody knows outside of DC fans, hardcore ones. And nobody asked for it. This man is dog shit trash, and he has to go. This man is horrible. He is on the hot seat and ain't no getting up.
I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this. I gave y'all 30 years of my career. 30 years of my career. I'm fighting for my life.
I am 100% with my scoops, but I don't care about that. It's about what I wanted, what was good for DC. And now, looking at the slate, his slate is rubbish, non-existent. Batman's not happening. Booster Gold's not happening. Paradise Lost is not happening. Waller's not happening. This very well may be the only DC project that we get on HBO, guys.
It's starting to look like James Gunn is a fucking saboteur, bro. He's destroying every fucking thing that DC stands for, bro. Nobody gives a fuck about Mr. Miracle, bro. That's some bullshit right there. So what's next you're gonna push? Darkseid? Nobody wants that shit, bro. That's doing too much right there, man. Nobody cares for that. You haven't even got the core 7 right yet, bro. And you're talking about somebody who don't matter. You're fucking shit up. And you telling me that DC won't fire this man?
He's out, bro.
He needs to go.
Get out of there.
This is ruining
No, you're not.
DC. This is not
You're going
helping.
nowhere.
It's not elevating us. It's making us look dirt. It's putting us in the dirt, bro. This is destroying it. What the fuck? We don't need this shit. That's like putting. So what? We gonna get what? Big Barda? Who the fuck want that?
I like Big Barda and shit.
Who
right?
don't give a fuck
No one
about
gives
Big
a
Barda?
shit about a D-list, C-list DC property. Another one to go next
on,
to Jimmy
bro.
Olsen's Gorilla Grodd
Come
series.
on, bro. And that. Come on, bro.
I'm gonna watch that shit too. I'm gonna watch
Gorilla.
all this shit.
Look at these IPs being announced. I understand the Jimmy Olsen because you could reuse the set from Superman, right? It's going to take place in the Daily Planet. Most of it, easy work. Let's go ahead and keep that one. No more set designers. We can keep it going.
He's pushing people away from DC. DC fans are going to leave.
They already left.
Even more.
Yeah,
They're
I'm
going
gone.
to get the fuck out. Nobody's
Yeah.
going to care for DC.
A lot of people
when,
did.
when the next person take over for DC, nobody's going to care. Nobody's going to trust DC because of James Gunn. First, it was worse with Zack Snyder. This is even. I thought Zack Snyder made it worse. James Gunn is making it even worse, bro. Childish as fuck.
I will watch Mr. Miracle day one.
Ain't we supposed to be getting a crypto series? What the fuck, man?
Waller being here or not doesn't matter. It was about the principle of being lied on. Like, and it was crazy. He's like, you can't trust nothing he says. He's a liar. He's not a man. This is not a person that, you know how Feige does his little manipulation where he deviates, right? And I understand the industry and the business. Sometimes you kind of got to lie to be like, to prevent something from being spoiled in that type of nature. But something like this, he's been caught in his own lies. His words are contradicting previous words he said. It's no one can trust what the studio head is saying. On top of that, I could deal with that if your movies are fire. If I'm going and I'm enjoying your DCU, I'm like, this motherfucker crazy, but this shit fire. But you're failing in the films, you're failing in the box office, and you're failing as a studio exec and as somebody who's supposed to be a fan. You're no fan. You don't give a shit. You're a liar. This guy's a bold-faced liar. And imagine me sitting back for 3 years knowing that he's lying. Telling this fool Keon that he's lying. Keon defending him. Knowing that I know he's a liar. Knowing that Gal and Patty went to see you at Warner Brothers to see Wonder Woman 3. You know, Patty turned in a full script. And you said, oh, not right now. But yeah, Gal, you're our Wonder Woman. Patty, we got you. We got y'all. Y'all good. This is what James told them. And then when they leave a couple days later, we're not doing Wonder Woman for some time. This is our slate. Like, professionally, that's disrespectful as hell. You lied to your talent, lying to your actors, lying to your superstar, lying to the rest. You don't do it. It's something you don't do. Like the game we play for the cameras, like about a movie coming out or not, or about me playing Spider-Man or not, as Andrew Garfield or not, that's the Hollywood game. But behind closed doors, as actor to producer, you know, behind the camera, as real humans, you're not supposed to lie to me like that, pull my chain, and give me the runaround. Nobody's going to respect you as a creator. And people don't respect James Gunn in front or behind the camera.
Seen people in the comment section saying about freaking Zack Snyder is a GOAT and he'd do better.
No, he's not.
Snyder's a liar too, just like James.
Snyder's
he's
trash
worse.
too.
He's bad, just like them. Put them in the same category, bro. They both are full of shit.
I think that Zach had better intentions as far as what he wanted to do, but he was bad for DC.
He was destroying
He's
it too.
bad. He was bad for characters, right? Zach is bad for certain characters. The main characters, A-listers. Zach should have been doing the characters that James is announcing. These DC lists. Zach, do a Mr. Miracle. Do a Jimmy Olsen. Go ahead and do some little dumb shit. Go let him play in this corner like Lucius Fox. You know what I'm saying? Don't let him play. Let the big dogs do the big stuff and let him do it. But they're both bad for DC. Zach has proven that he's not the right choice, and I'm against that. And his fandom is the cult, the Snyder cult, the worst. But then James has a cult following too. James has a cult. James got them freaking pedophilic tweets. James is a habitual liar. James makes bad movies. James is a bad CEO, DC co-CEO. He's all of those things too. So Zach, while he was failing artistically, James is failing everywhere. He's failing everywhere.
How did you make like DC fans just stop caring? Even though Zack Snyder did some dumb shit, people were starting to see that later on. But he made people stop caring.
Let me show you the
for
stop
DC.
caring. Here's the stop caring. Lantern's tweet. Same day. Lantern's tweet, 1 million views. Tweet about Waller and Paradise Lost being canceled, 4 million views. It's a laughing stock. This is why I got the hell out of there. Going to the Marvel side. Things looking real sunny over there. And I invite you to do it too. DC fans, we deserve better. We don't deserve this. We don't deserve a lying weirdo who lies about the stuff, lies on people, doesn't do his job properly, makes all-time flop films like Supergirl, and announces stupid project, Mr. Miracle. Bro, we deserve better. And the trailer for Lanterns, which was garbage, that first trailer, second one was better. The marketing behind that, they pushed Lanterns back. They're pushing things back, canceling things off the slate. The slate for chapter 1 is like 30%, 40%. It's 60 to 70% not happening. We deserve more than that. That's why I'm like, I'm out. Russo brothers are cooking something up for Marvel. And if Marvel, if the taste or sound of Marvel makes you cringe, just give it a shot. Go watch Spider-Man. Tell them what you think. Watch Doomsday. Come watch Doomsday and see if you feel something. Because regardless of how you feel about Marvel, they're going to give you a better product than what DC is giving us. As consumers, we can choose to consume or not. Put the can down, walk the freak away. That's what we need to do.